Hello, guys. Thank you for tuning in to the Craigtrader show. I'm Craig Smith, your host, and just thank you for tuning in. As we get started, please like, subscribe, share the video, let others know about our community and that we're growing, and that also that we're here to help build wealth on a multi-generational basis. That's one of the purposes I believe I'm here for, is to help you guys. I'm not a financial advisor. I am an investor and a trader, and I just like to share what I'm doing to help we build this journey together on this wealth building channel. And so we thank you, and also just want to also remind you to like, subscribe, also hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when the other videos come up. So as we get into things today, my last video was on how to limit your stock losses, and that turned out, and it is a very popular video. I'm kind of new at this, but I noticed that as I'm going on and investing, I like to share my secrets with others. And that's one of the things for the last couple of weeks, we've had a really choppy market, really a pullback, and I suspect that we're really going to have probably another one within the next month or two. That's just my feeling. And also, we've really been heating up. Whenever you see the market heating up or really gaining great gains for a period of time, it can only sustain for so long before things become overbought, and then it has to pull back and correct before it can continue to go up in a bull market. So that's just the cycle. It happens. But on a market recap, it looks like we're probably over most of it, possibly. As you got to still be cautious. And so if you'll notice in my last video, I did give you some tools to use to put in your portfolio that I use that will help you to sustain some gains, also limit your losses on your portfolio while you're still growing, while you're still investing in the portfolio. I noticed that one of the comments that a young lady had sent, she basically said she just buys and holds, and that's okay if you're a long-term investor. Many people do that. Some people are not into trading in and out of their portfolio or shifting stocks a whole lot. I'm more or less an investor, but I'm a trader. So I try to trade momentum, invest in momentum, and when something's not moving a lot or moving at a good deal, I'll trade out or sell out of that and go into something that I feel is going to increase at a faster rate. So it all depends on what you're comfortable with. There's no right or wrong answer. Some people ride the market down and they use that as a buying opportunity, and so they can get stocks cheaper and just keep on investing. Or it depends though. If you're trading with a limited amount of money, or this is more your livelihood, or you're really trying to grow your portfolio, to me, you really don't want to ride the market or the stock all the way down. If it goes down 50%, I wouldn't do it. I don't personally do it. I usually put what's called a stop loss on it, where I can stop out or sell out of it, because it all depends. If you sell out, say if you put a stop loss of 25% on a stock and it goes down and it hits that 25% trigger, then you can sell out of it. And say if that stock keeps going down and it hits 35 loss, 40% loss, 50% loss. And I know it's not technically a loss until you sell it, but it's still a loss in terms of your portfolio value. And so if it goes down and say it hits a 50% level, starts bouncing and going back up again, or you see it's trending back up, you can always buy back in there, but you've held your gains at a 25% loss. So if the stock went up 100% and it doubled, went down 25%, sold out, you've got 75% of your gains instead of riding it all the way down and only have 50% of your gains and riding up from there. So, but like I said, it's up to the person. I just put the information out there, and you do what you do with it that helps you. So, I suspect that we're kind of having somewhat of a turnaround right now. Yesterday, the stocks really rebounded real well, And even though I put these videos out once a week for right now, and I may go to twice a week, but in the meantime, if you can, go to Craigtrader.com, and I have a free email newsletter that I put out. Just drop your email address in there. I'll keep you informed of what I'm doing, how I'm doing it most of the time on a daily basis. So in between videos, you can see real time what I'm doing, what I've sold out of, how I feel the market is doing, how I feel a particular stock is doing. Maybe something came across my radar, and then I'll share that with you also. So it's very important. I just wanted to share with you for stocks to buy this week. I have some stocks that I want to share with you that I either bought or am going to buy more. I do have some in a core portfolio. And these stocks, I have three of them, plus a fourth one, which is like a bonus stock. And that is Future FinTech, stock symbol FTFT, DraftKings, DKNG, and Palantir Technologies, PLTR, and for a fourth bonus stock, which I always keep in my core portfolio also, and also in my options trading, is GE. GE is just a great recovery play, a great overall stock. It's not real popular, I guess, among a lot of traders and investors out on these different social media sites, but it's a good solid stock, old school stock that performs well. It's a turnaround story. It has a great chairman, CEO in place right now that's kind of look like he's steering things in the right direction. So I think that's a good stock to add in the portfolio long term. It's really had some great gains over the last 3 months. I think it's up about 30%. But these other companies are really on the move. They're really wave of the future stocks, and I think the momentum's great. And that's one thing that as you're investing, you have to kind of define, I believe, what kind of investor you are, and so that you plan an investment strategy. If you can define what kind of investor you are, whether short term, long term, are you a trader? And so you can be any combination of all those things. For instance, I'm an investor, but I'm also a trader. Some people say, "Well, are you a day trader?" I'm what's called a swing or momentum trader. So I may do day trades, but I don't do them every day. I try to catch a stock that's on the trend, invest in it, buy it, or buy the option calls to ride it up, or puts to ride it down. And when I feel I've hit a certain target, then I get out of it. So you have to kind of define what kind of investor you are or you're going to be at this time, and do some study, do some research into the stocks, the popular stocks you're interested in. Do some research into them. See how they're trending. Look at the graphs in your particular trading platform. Look at the graph. See if it's trending upward, if it's trending downward. Look at the 1 day, the 1 week, the 1 month, 3 months, that kind of thing. You can kind of see where the stock is going. It may have dips, but it's trending upward or trending downward. And then you've got even some that are trending upward, but then they're turning. It looks like they're trending downward. So you want to be careful with those and kind of put those on the lookout, because they may be heading down. It may be a buying opportunity for you, or you may want to get out of it and go into something else. So you have to kind of decide these things. And that's why I set certain parameters, percentages in what I do, because when I hit a certain profit or gain, most of the time I'm in a trade, I may be an option trade, I may get out of it at that point, because option trades move a lot faster and a lot more volatile than just investing in the stock. So it's a thing where you can be up 30% one day, and that stock in turn you can be down 30% the next day. So you may want to cap your gains, or if you're up 50%, a lot of time I sell out of it. 25%, 30%. It's better to get out with a profit than wait later on for the profit. The quicker you can make your profit, the better. I understand if you're at a loss, you sometimes have to wait till things turn around, but that is the name of the game when it comes to investing. You're trying to build your wealth as quickly as possible, I know slow and steady wins the race, but the faster you can get to the finish line, the better. And so if you set goals, set what you're trying to do, set a real, I would say set some realistic goals. I know some people, I've seen some on some of the sites where they're asking questions. Well, can I make $100,000 this year with $1,000? Yeah, you can, but what kind of risk are you going to take to do that? And will you end up losing your $1,000 you have trying to make that $100,000? Or would you rather do some research, do some steady investing, expand your portfolio, not just put it all in one thing, but to diversify so that that $1,000 has a greater chance of becoming $3,000 or $4,000 more safely than trying to shoot at a lot of these penny stocks and things that may be popular, that may run up for because of momentum, but then all of a sudden people get out of it, and then the stock crashes all of a sudden, and you can't put stops on a lot of that stuff when they're penny stocks. And some platforms like Robinhood don't even carry certain penny stocks or over-the-counter stocks, but most of that those things, over-the-counter stocks, you can't put a stop on them, so you have to physically watch them all the time. If you're not the type of person that can spend that time doing that, for me personally, I wouldn't do it because it's too risky. You have those stocks that can go up 20, 30, 50% in a day, but then you got to look at the chance that that may also go down that next day or 2 days later. So if you do hit one and you catch that, I would say sell out of a certain amount of it. If you have a stock that goes up and hits big, one of those smaller stocks, 20, 30, 50%, sell out a half of it, and then of course you got your initial investment back if it doubles, whenever a stock doubles. And there's nothing wrong with taking money off the table as a stock doubles or goes to a certain amount of percentage wise. Take some off. Put some of that profit into another stock, or spend it, or use some of it for some bills or some vacation or whatever. You have to enjoy yourself while you're doing this, but also the name of the game is to increase your wealth and make money. And that's what I believe I'm here to do, help you do as we go on the journey together. Also, when you invest, what I like to do is I like to have what's called a core portfolio. So that may be a basket of stocks, anywhere from 10 to 20 stocks that I really like, that I've been tracking, that I've researched, I've watched the trends, or I believe they're going to increase because of upcoming trends, especially now with the pandemic, we've having the vaccinations and things done. It looks like we're probably going to be doing a lot of reopening trades for restaurants, travel, airline industry, cruise lines, things of that nature. And so you got to look at some of those stocks that's going to benefit from that. Travel companies. One company I've been watching is Trivago, TRVG. It's a very cheap stock, very low cost. I really believe it's going to catch fire at some point. It's been kind of up and down and sideways, but I think that's one you should put on your watch list. And also, as an investor, you should have a watch list. And that's whether you put it in your computer or get a notebook and put stocks that you're going to watch. You may not invest in them right now, but you're going to watch the movement. And that's why even the one I put on my list today, DraftKings, I like DraftKings. I've liked it a long time, but I had it on my watch list. I had only one share of DraftKings, but I watched it, and I was trying to see how it was trending, what kind of news was going to come out about it. So it looks like it's really trending upward now. Some brokerage has given a buy signal on it, or a target price of I think $100 or something like that. And so now it's beginning to catch momentum. It's an online gambling stock, and so that's becoming more popular in different states and opening up. So it's actually beginning to trend up a lot faster now than it was before. So, and that's when I usually like to catch these stocks, when they really begin to move. I like to do fishing, so when you see something nibbling at the line, it's one thing, but when you catch it on the hook and you see it running, you know you got your fish on the line. It's time to reel it in. And so that's what you have to look at when you're looking at stocks. What's moving, what's that? I don't like to have money and capital just sitting there stagnant. I'm not a very rich person. I'm not a hedge fund. I'm sure a lot of you all are not either. So a lot of time they can sit and wait for these stocks while they're investing other people's money. They're waiting for the stock to turn around. That's not the game I play. I would rather catch something that's beginning to move, about to move, or is moving, and then ride that up. Or if I'm doing a put, some puts, option put purchases or contracts in the options market, I like to ride it down and make my profit off of it and get out of it. So remember, always remember, the trend is your friend. A lot of people may not have thought of that, but the trend, whether it's up, down, sideways, as long as you know what the market is doing or that stock is doing, there's a way to trade around that to help you hedge it, to help you increase your portfolio or limit your losses. So it's just a matter of knowledge, increasing your knowledge of it. That's what I believe I'm here to do, is to help bring whatever knowledge I have to the table, help you. A lot of you all have more knowledge in certain areas. Put it in the comments. Email me through the email site, through Craigtrader.com. Put your email in there. Communicate with me. It's all about us growing together, sharing our knowledge, and let's just continue to get richer together. So I really enjoy that. I'm able to share these things, and that I'm able to bring some knowledge, bring some insight, bring some experience also, because I've been in up markets, down markets. I've made money. I've lost a lot of money. I was involved in some of the crashes in the past. I think some of you all might have been involved in the dip, the major dip or crash that happened in March with the pandemic setting in 2020. Well, that wasn't as brutal as it was in 2008, when just looks like everything was decimated and collapsed. I mean, you had a 50% collapse in the market, housing, things like that. I don't want to scare anybody, but I believe that we're going to have something possibly similar to that, unless the government really steps in and puts some control measures in to keep that from happening. I believe this real estate market is kind of overinflated, especially when people are not collecting their rents, mortgages are not able to be paid. Why is the real estate market continuing to increase? That's just unrealistic. So that is what's called a bubble. And I wouldn't, even if I were going to invest in real estate, I wouldn't be looking to invest in it right now. I would wait, see what happens over the next 6 months to a year. I believe that's going to come down, and then you're able to buy it at a cheaper price. That's just my opinion and my observation, and that's what we have to do, is as investors kind of anticipate and see what's going on in the market, and kind of make our best guess or judgment based on that. So remember, define who you are as an investor. Also define your goals. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? Because if you don't define your goal, where you're trying to get, more than likely you're not going to get there. And so you have to define your goals, put a timeline on it. Where are you trying to go? How much are you trying to accumulate? How much are you able to invest each month in the market? And as I said earlier, I don't keep much money in the bank. I keep most of my money pretty much into the markets, so that whether that be stocks, cryptocurrencies, and I'm also buying some physical silver, just as a hedge because of things that might happen in the markets. I don't believe it's putting my eggs in one basket, all my eggs in one basket. As we grow together, you'll learn that about me. I'm just a little bit paranoid about things, and I don't keep too much in one place, and so I spread it around. I may get a little physical silver. I may invest in some of the silver ETFs, or mining stocks, or maybe some gold stocks, things like that. And so I like to keep a well-rounded portfolio, but the core positions, what I call core, is something that your main investment capital is in. Your core investments, I like to keep those on something that I really believe in, that I see is working well, and that I believe has potential and is trending upward. So you should, as an investor, define yourself, define who you are as an investor, define your core position, your core portfolio, do your research on it, see how it's trending, read the news reports on it, things like that. And also just continue to also have a watch list. Don't necessarily just jump into something because somebody is jumping in. Even if I'm buying it, look it over first. See if it's an investment that'll work for you. Do your due diligence, do some research on it, and just continue to learn and grow. So I appreciate this time with you guys. Look, remember to like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell until we see each other again. Look, you can't win the game unless you're in the game. And so I suggest you get in the game, play to win. Let others know about the stock market investing. Let others know about this channel so that we can go on this journey together. They can start with any amount of money. Let them know it doesn't take a lot of money to build a lot of money. You can start with anything, $1, $5. There's apps out here where you can do that. I do have applications or where you can hit in the links below where you can hit and join and get Robinhood or Stash, any of these kind of things, E-Trade. So appreciate that, and then you would also get some stock. I get some stock. We all grow together. So until we meet again, stay blessed, stay focused, stay positive. Have a great day.